my little party animals. Hiphiprenee here today with a brand new speed build for you. And today we are continuing on with the A to Z build challenge, which was created by a lovely simmer by the name of GreenScreen. You will be able to find the link to her channel as well as the playlist of all of the A to Z builds she has already done on her channel down in the description box below. She, of course, because she created the challenge, she is like way ahead of me as far as what letters she's on and all that sort of fun stuff. We are only on the letter C right now, so we have done 2 of these builds so far. If you remember, the first one that we did was the Art Deco home, which I think turned out really great. And then the second one we did was a bungalow. It was that green bungalow we did probably about a week or so ago. And now we are finally on the letter C, and we are doing a converted school bus. So basically what I did here is I kind of went for the idea that this is like a trailer style home, and it is essentially a converted school bus. So I have seen this on some of those like tiny home, I don't know if they're like TV shows or they've just kind of popped up on my Facebook. I watch all sorts of weird stuff about building and different places that people live and all that kind of stuff. So this is a converted school bus. I have seen this done on YouTube before. I've seen it done on the gallery before. I definitely did not create this idea by any means of the word. But I thought it was a cute idea to go with for C. I could have done, something simple like a craftsman or a cottage, but those are all things that I have done before. And I really feel like the essence of this challenge is to kind of just break out of your box and try some new things. There are definitely going to be builds like the bungalow that are things that I've done and, just classic types of homes. Just because, I don't want to get too crazy, and every once in a while, I love building bungalows, I love building cottages, I love doing craftsman homes. But there are going to, of course, be a few little bit of a funkier style, like this converted school bus. I had a time. I had a time trying to figure out how to do this and to make it actually look like a school bus, but I think I did a pretty decent job. I would not say that this is like my best build or my favorite build, but I do really enjoy the way that it came out. I think it's super cool. I think it's a really fun idea. It was something that challenged me as far as coming up with, how to actually do the exterior. How do I get it to look like a school bus, but also be something that you could live in? So again, I did kind of go through YouTube. I watched a few other people who had done converted school buses. On top of that, I actually also went through YouTube to find people who actually live in converted school buses, just to kind of see like what the layout style of their school bus was, like how it looked in the inside, what they could do with the inside. So I think I did a pretty good job. The number one thing that I struggled with here was the wheels of the school bus. I really was not sure what to use. I started off with using like those club emblems and I sized them up. And then I went through like the entire build buy section trying to find something round that would work. And I ended up settling on this like wall light that we had. I don't think it's perfect by any means of the word, but I do think that it most resembles a tire. So I went with this. I think it looks pretty good. Obviously, we are limited as far as things like that with the Sims. You can only repurpose so many different items into what it is that you need. But I think these looked the most like tires, and I guess it gives you a little bit of light on the exterior of the build as well. So I kind of started off and I was like, I'm going to make this like a nice school bus. Like people are going to live in this and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be pretty. And then I was thinking about it and just the location that it's in. I did build this in Strangerville. I was like, it kind of speaks to me a little bit more to be like a disgusting, like maybe this school bus like broke down on this lot at some point, and it's just been abandoned for so long that somebody came over and was like, hey, I'm going to buy this land and there's already a school bus on it, so I'm just going to live in the school bus because why not? So that was the idea that I went with, is that, this land has been abandoned. It's basically just a dumping ground for all sorts of people's trash and just things that they don't need. So you'll see when we start doing the yard, there's just a ton of crap everywhere. There's just stuff everywhere. It's really kind of taking over the lot. It's a little bit overgrown. The inside of this build is like really disgusting and dirty looking. So I was kind of going for, just the idea that, again, this lot was abandoned. There happened to be a school bus on it, and the person who ended up buying the lot is just, maybe not the cleanest of people and was like, I'm gonna live in this school bus and no one's gonna tell me otherwise. So that is what they did. We are just about finished the exterior of the school bus here. I did end up changing the windows from white to black. I was trying to think, I haven't been on a school bus in like a really long time. And there's no school buses that actually like pass by my house at any time that I like see them during the day. So I was trying to like figure out what to do with that. And I ended up just Googling pictures of school buses because, apparently that's not something that I see every day, but I figured the black windows made a little bit more sense. School buses do have black windows, and I think it added to the exterior of the build a little bit. I did also have a tough time trying to figure out like what kind of materials to use on the inside of this build, because I didn't want it to, still be a school bus, but at the same time, it's still a school bus. I don't know how to explain it. So I did end up bringing that yellow from the exterior onto the interior. I think that kind of made the most sense as far as, like what you would be using on the interior of a school bus. Chances of you painting that metal a different color other than yellow, especially somebody as lazy as the person who lives in this school bus, it just didn't seem right. And I tried to keep kind of like the plumbing fixtures to a minimum in here. I feel like that would be the toughest thing to do in a school bus, is add some sort of plumbing system. So if you notice, we don't actually have a stove. I didn't think a stove would be appropriate in here. So there is just a microwave in this build, which is fine. Your sim can eat with just a microwave. There is a bathroom in this build. It is a very simple bathroom. It's literally just a toilet and that kind of gross shower. I'm pretty sure we got it with Strangerville. I could be wrong, but I don't think that I am this time. I don't know. I always have like a weird time trying to figure out what packs things came from, because I do have all of the packs, and most of the time I just kind of like don't pay attention to where they're coming from. And about, I feel like it's like a week or two after I get a new pack, all of the items just kind of start blending into each other because I build so frequently that I forget what pack they come from. So, it happens. But I tried to make the interior of this kind of as gross and just disgusting and very much not clean. Like, this person just lives in squalor and filth, and they do not care what anybody thinks of them. This is their home and they love it. So I ended up using that couch that you can get at the flea market. It looks like it has all sorts of like crusty, gross stains and stuff on it. I ended up using the military style bed from Strangerville. I thought that was kind of a cool idea because it seemed like somebody who would live in an old abandoned bus like this might be a little bit of a conspiracy nut. So maybe they have, their survival things in there, all of the stuff for when, they think mother is taking over the world and they're just going to have to live on their own in their school bus forever because everybody is going to just, have turned into the mindless zombies that you end up getting in Strangerville. Don't worry, no spoilers. I know that some people still have not played through Strangerville. It's okay, I'm not going to give it away. I did end up just putting the jukebox in there. I thought that was a nice little touch. Maybe that was something that had been abandoned on the lot at some point, and they were like, oh, hey, this still works, or I can get this to work, so maybe I'll just use it in my home. So I kind of wanted it to really feel like everything that was in the home, as far as like the fridge, the shower, the jukebox, maybe even the bed, some things like that were all things that this person had found abandoned on their lot. So that was really the idea that I went with. And then we move outside and I really started to go to town as far as just putting all of these gross, disgusting, random things that people had thrown around. So there's some old, broken down cars. There's a bunch of these old signs and boxes everywhere. We have that stolen ATM. So maybe someone stole the ATM. They were worried they were going to get caught, so they just dropped it on this abandoned lot. There's all sorts of just like weird, funky stuff out here. Crates and barrels and boxes and just, all that kind of fun stuff. I thought it really kind of spoke to what I was trying to go for with the lot. And then I did go in and I put the bonfire in there. I thought, maybe the person that's living here is trying to clean up this lot, and their way of doing that is to just burn everything. That's how my dad is. That is so how my dad is. My dad's like, oh, we need to get rid of this. Let's burn it. I don't know why. I don't know why he does that, but he does that. So I think the yard in here turned out really, really cool. It's obviously not like the most nice and livable kind of area, but I think that it really works with the world that it's in. Of course, it's down by the trailer park in Strangerville, and just with the ideas and kind of the gist of what I was going for here, I really do feel like I nailed the aura of this lot, if you will. This could be a really cool lot if you're doing like a rags to riches style challenge. The lot is likely far more expensive than anything you'd be able to afford in rags to riches. But if you play with cheats and stuff like that, you could always free real estate this and just kind of start off in this lot and let your sim go around and just kind of collect random things. So of course we are heading into the screenshots. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this build. If you are new here or you're not new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Be sure you hit that thumbs up. I would super appreciate it. I will see you guys on Wednesday with a brand new vet clinic for Hip Hip rebuilds. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.